Saturday. All right. How's everyone doing? It is Saturday morning. We're here bright and early. And welcome to today's podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Joe Blake. And we're going to have some fun today, as always, in the US of A. Today, we're going to finish up with setbacks, comebacks. And that's how we do things. Make sure we gain some more information and knowledge about making things better for our lives, making better things for our financial future, and all the things that's happening in this country. But it is what it is. We make things happen. Got my favorite shirt here. My favorite people call me Grandpa. You know, I like being Grandpa. I had 9 grandkids. I love that, man. You know, you never know how God's going to bless you with, you know, you're an extended family, and it's just cool. I'm gonna see my daughter's getting married on next Saturday, so that's my baby girl. Got to get my baby girl away, but I get to see my, you know, at least six out of the 9 grandkids I have, so I get to see 6 of them. So that's gonna be cool too. I haven't seen my grandbaby, Jaden, just yet. He's 8 months now, so I get to see him for the first time. Life is just cool, man. Life is just cool. So before we start, I want to remind you about one of the newest seminars coming up in May. Mastermind May. You see the logo over the side there, but I'll put the main design there. This is Mastermind May. So Mastermind May is going to, be in May. But you know, I'm Dr. Joseph Blake Jr. and I dedicated over 31 years to empowering individuals through financial literacy and personal development. I believe that success is a collective journey, and Mastermind May is designed to support you in every step of the way. And so in Mastermind May, you'll gain access to exclusive workshops led by industry experts, connected with a network of driven individuals who share your vision, receive actionable strategies to address your unique challenges, and enhance your skills and confidence, paving the way for success. So you'll be able to go to my website, which is www.drjoblake.com, is actually going across the screen at the bottom there. Uh, www.actionablefinancialliteracy.com, and you can your get the go there on the website. You'll see the same logo. You can register for Mastermind May and be able to get started and get on your way to register there. And there's a cost for it, $99, but that $99 is going to be well worth the money for you being able to gain more knowledge and wisdom about financial literacy, gain more about financial legacy, and understanding what's going to be there for you. 31 years of what I've been doing, what I've been sharing with people, it's wealth of knowledge and wealth of understanding of what you've been doing. And hey, you're going to gain some more, no doubt. You'll be able to increase your wealth, increase your understanding, 15%, 20%, and then some. So with that, let's go ahead and gain more knowledge about today. My son is kind of with his babies today. I think he's doing some coaching. So here we are. Let's get the PowerPoint, the presentation here. All right. So this is part 2 from Setback to Comeback. And all right. So as we continue with part 2, I want to start off with the article that we went over, minor setbacks, and this was looking at it from an academic approach, because when you're going through college and you're getting your understanding there, sometimes academic challenges also relate to the financial challenges that you may have in life as well. So as a summary from this particular article, which is come from the Journal of Communication and Pedagogy. Pedagogy is like your learning efforts. So there, what we found is that there was 3 levels of learning and education, but also you can relate it to what you go through in finances as well. So there's an individual level, relation level, and a community level that helps you face those setbacks and help you come back from it. So from an individual level, when you're looking at facing your financial endeavors as well as academic level, at an individual level, you have your mindset, your behaviors, and then compartmentalizing things and having self-care. So your mindset, your behaviors, you get from an individual standpoint, you got to watch those things and compartmentalize. One of the things I do is I have like 2 or 3 bags. I call them bags, but it's really suitcase, not suitcase, but portfolios. I have a backpack that I use whenever I go to different business meetings. I have this little, shoulder type bag that I use. When I go to college, I have another bag, another suitcase that I use when I go to college and I teach. Because in my in that bag, I put my laptop. Sometimes I use my iPad when I go there. But I have also dry eraser pens when I use for writing on the board. I also have name tags in there, so if I table tents, so the students can make table tents of their names, so I know who I'm speaking to. So when I go to colleges, I have that. When I go to networking meetings, I'm talking to other business owners. I have name tags in there. I also have sign-in sheets when I go to my networking meetings in there. I have more of my business cards when I go to the networking meeting. So each meeting event, and then if I go to a business meeting where I'm an event where I'm giving out my business cards, I'm talking to the clients. I have things that I'm doing there. I'll have maybe some brochures for I have my books. I have brochures for my finance business and everything. So I compartmentalize what I'm doing at each event, but I have things associated with those different events. So from an individual level, I'm set up that way. I get a lot of that from being a firefighter, because firefighters, there were trucks, there were structural vehicles that went to structures, there were crash vehicles that went to the crash site for the aircraft, and then there was supply vehicles that just supplied the trucks that went to either sites. The trucks that went to the structures, the homes, the vehicles, and the trucks that went to the crash sites. That truck had to be able to go to both lanes. So compartmentalizing, I got it. I got that from firefighting. But it's, however you may do it for yourself, but understand from an individual level, you have to have that understanding. Then relational level, you have support, behavior, assistance, role models. So relational, you got to have a relationship with each different separate entity that helps you get to where you need to be. That support level could be like the support and empathy that you may have with working with each groups of people. Um, could be from an academic level. You have academic assistants. You got your mentors and the different role models you may have in each area to help you get to the level that you need to be at. So you have to have those different role models and role mentors to help you and guide you to the next level. And then the community level, they have different resources in each level to help you address any challenge you may have head on. Because if you don't address whatever challenge you have head on, those challenges could like run you over. So the setbacks to help you come back looks at or have you address your individual levels, the relational level, and the community level that helps you come back from it. And that resilience that you have to make sure you have those parts in order helps you come back. And you can't, you have to do it on your own, do it by yourself, do it on your own, but not by yourself. You do it yourself, but not by yourself. You do it with your own efforts, but not by your own efforts, because you need those support levels, the supportive partners to help you get it done. So that's a key element. And that article from the college gives us an idea of it. Now, personal reflection and growth. Personal reflection and growth also is a key factor in that. So to overcome those setbacks, you got to seek opportunity to learn from them and analyze what went wrong. You got to have that. You got to sit back, and that's the mindfulness part of it. Sit back and surround yourself. Look at the positive influence, positive mentors in your life, and look for some encouragement that helps you create a strong foundation. I look over my life, man. I'll be 59 this year. Man, that time flies. But I take a toll. For me, it's been an easy decade when I turned 30, 40, 50, now 60. But I take back and I look back in my life and I say, okay, Joe, what have you accomplished? Who have you helped achieve a certain goal? Because it's not also about me. I look at how I influence others and what have others achieved. First one I look at is my kids. I see how I have influenced my children. My children have grown, and because that's my first responsibility, is to make sure my babies, they're not really babies, they're grown, but they're still my babies. See how my babies are doing. And I reflect on what I've done what I've done with them, for them, to them. And I told my mama before she passed, I said, Mama, you raised a good man, but I'm not a perfect man. I made my own mistakes and everything, but I make sure I look at it and see how that worked out for them. I look at myself and I look at how they grow, and I said, okay, that's all about looking at setbacks and looking at how you come back from things. And you're not perfect, but what have you given to them? So grow. The mentors, how your mentors are given to you, how your mentors encourage you. So all that personal reflection and growth, you look at all those things. And financially, same thing. Because the money that you get is not yours, really. It's not yours. God gives that all to you. Okay, if God gave you funds, what have you done with it that God gave you? When you look at it like that, and they say, all you got, God gave it to you. Okay, what have you done with God? What have you done with what God has given you. If you're taking care of it, if you've grown it, you know what, you got to look at it that way, right? Just an example. Just an example, right? All right, so let's move on. So identify personal challenges. Identify personal challenges that you faced. So understand internal struggles. Oh man, that's the hard part right there. You gotta look at the internal side of what's going on. Self-doubt, anxiety, because anxiety can really impact the decisions you make. Mental health. Oh man, I got some of that right there. I tell you, Baltimore was no joke. Growing up in Baltimore, yeah, we can be here all day. I can share some of the stuff I seen in Baltimore. And Baltimore was no, in the hometown. I love it. No joke though. That's why they say we had this little saying, and be more, you got to be more careful. You got to be more careful for reason up so those are general struggle, but it's necessary to be aware and be proactive in your management of what you do, who you are, and where you go. So you got to understand those internal struggles that you go through, identify those challenges that you face, and be mindful of it. Now, not everybody grew up in Baltimore, so you may not have faced a lot, stuff that maybe I have or others may have. So some old folks may have had it worse than I have, but I just know mine. So Baltimore, you gotta make sure. Well, that was just me. All right, external pressures impacting your growth. There are some external pressures that influence and impact your growth. So and academic pressures that impact things. And be more. I walked down. I remember one time I just went over this. It was a store called KK's. KK's was a Chinese joint, but they cooked this food. Fried. I had just paid for a daggone grilled cheese. Grilled cheese sub, right? Grilled Philly cheese steak. It was a Philly cheese steak. I was like, man, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna just add this Philly cheese steak sub. I worked. I was like, yeah, fried it up, got it in my bag, and I was like, yeah, we're going back to the house. Eat this Philly cheese steak. All of a sudden, I was walking, and this little kid, man, came out of nowhere. And I was walking, had it in my hand, shoom, snatched my Philly cheesesteak, man, booked down the alley. I was like, oh my God, this dude done snatched a Philly cheesesteak. I was like, and he down the alley, man. I was like, he dropped it and came back, and I was like, dude, come back. And it was like, all I could do is look in his face, and I was like, my man must have been starved. Snatched my Philly cheesesteak and was down the alley. I was like, if he's that hungry to steal my Philly cheesesteak, let him have that bad boy. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. All right, but that's me one. Okay, external pressures are impacting your growth. I don't know why I went down that road. Really don't, but anyway. All right, so academic and financial pressures often create barriers to personal development. So sometimes you have those academic and financial pressures that create barriers. But sometimes you're in school and stuff happens in school, man, and it causes you to kind of tense up, don't want to do things. You got to get past it. You need to have coping skills to get past what's going on, because you going through this school, life is going to go on. Life is going to happen to you. Life is going to challenge you, and those challenges be there. So you have to be willing to get past those challenges and continue on, because you're going through the school thing. Once you finish school, school is done, but life is going to continue. So you have to be able to get past those sticky points in life, because once you're done with the school, you finish. You finish. Once you get your bachelor's, you finish. Once you get your master's, you finish. Once you get your PhD, you finish. You finish the school part, but life continues. So once you finish it, finish each degree, that becomes your life work. Once I finished my PhD, I knew that was my continue on. This is my life work. So you gotta know that. And then once you get to the PhD level, your goal then is to give to others knowledge, wisdom, and understanding wise. Self-reflection. Always the self-reflection. You kind of look back and see, okay, what have I done? What have I given back? Once you get it, you have to be able to give it back. So you engage in self-reflection, mindful practices, And they got different things on apps now. When you talk about mindfulness, that you can play and listen. You know, I like that. Be able to have mindfulness techniques. That, 'cause sometimes you got so many things going on in life that you got to be able to sit back, reflect, and understand where you are. You got to have a deeper understanding and target your growth efforts. You gotta, and the Bible says you gotta think on those things. Think on those things that are true, that are honest and ethical. You gotta think on those things. Think on those things that are true. Think on those things that are worthy. You gotta think on those things because man, other stuff be popping up all the time. Stuff that is you can read the news or listen to the daggone news and think on a whole bunch of other stuff that ain't right. Think on things that just tick you off. But you got to think on those things that are true, honest, and worthy. Think on those things, and that gives you that growth in your mind, that growth in your spirit, that growth in your heart. Think on those things. Those self-reflection techniques are things that help you, make you grow, make you get stronger as an individual, as a person. Thinking on those things make you become. That helps you come back. That helps you come back. It doesn't set you back. It helps you come back because you're thinking on those good things, thinking on those positive financial things. Yeah, I mean, you could have a negative in your checking account, but you know God's going to always come back, always give you an opportunity to make it happen, and you know that uh, God always shows up in time. You know, it may not feel like it may not be your time, but I know He's always showed up. I call it just in a nick. He shows up in a nick of time. Every time He shows up in the nick. He shows up in a nick of time to save you from whatever's happening. You're like, oh my God, He's here. Ah! Because He shows up, you're like, oh man, that's my man right there. Because He showed up right when you need it. And you're like, yeah, all right, He showed up. And you're like, yeah. He shows up, man. He shows up right when you need it, man. You're like, yeah, He's here. So, I mean, it just happens that way, man. It's like when you know you need Him, God, He's okay. Ooh, God's here. All right. So embrace continuous learning. Build a supportive network. Always learn, always grow. That's why you plug in here. Saturdays 11 a.m. You can catch me live. Live. You're right here. You're right here with a brother. You get to learn, gain understanding. You go along too. Listening helps. Listening afterwards helps. You can always play back. What did you say? Cause as much as I've done Toastmasters, I've done different speaking engagement, things like that. I still got a little hood comes out, and I don't say a word right, but it happens. I still got firefighting in me. I may say a firefighting word that may be a little off, but I'm still, right. Rewind and see what did he say? You'll get it. All right. So continuous learning, always learn. I kind of went overboard with the PhD thing, but that's overboard. But that's okay. Seek it. Always learn. I'm always reading. I'm always listening to. I have an Audible subscription, so I'm like listening to books all the time. I'm just kind of nutty like that. When I did my PhD, I read over like 300 different books, magazine, journal articles, just to do that. Have a supportive network, positive people influence you. My friends that are all around me, they were like, Joe, you're like a mad scientist, man. You getting us to do all this stuff because I said, hey, come here, let me read this, do this, because I included my community in what I was doing to get my understanding together and everything. But they were there, they were with me. I said, okay, all right, what we got to do? So I would herd them into the office. I buy them all some pizza. They would be my participants or whatever I needed, So you got to have that, create a strong foundation to help you learn and grow. But all that was part of the setup that they have to come back to learn. Build that supportive network in what you're doing. Financially, you can still build a supportive network. You find people that have that light mind, that oneness, that you all want to grow. You all want to grow and go. Set up that mindset with your teammates and your fellow members. So, creating your own comeback story. Identify key challenges you face. crafting compelling narrative, engaging story. I don't know if I shared about the, we all, well, I had a car called Jingle Jangle. Man, that car was busted. It had a hot fan was hot wire. You couldn't open the passenger side door from the outside, from the inside. You had to go on the outside. Good thing I opened the car door for my wife. Because you couldn't open from the inside. Didn't have a radio. Somebody snatched the radio out, and when they snatched the radio out, and it caused the inside door chime to ring all the time. Jingle jangle jangle. So that was jingle jangle. But now I don't have jingle jangle. I got a Tesla. But it's But I remember those times. I didn't worry about, I was like, I had a jingle jangle, but now I got a Tesla. And I know y'all kind of hating my man, but it is what it is. Anyway, nice car though, real nice car. So key challenges that you face, the narrative, how you went up and came down and you come back again. Share your story with others of how you came back. I was in the hood, I was on welfare for a little bit. Now it's like, yeah, you're out of all those things. Share how you came out of. I was a firefighter. How you go from firefighting to PhD. God did it. He gave me the knowledge, wisdom, understanding to get through it and everything. I had a little smarts in there too. But share how you did it. Who would think that a military guy would do something like that? And then I got four adult children. All four of my adults got bachelor's degrees. 3 out of the 4 teach at in college area, right? And the baby, my baby is a major. How you do that? God just dropped down and put that mantle on you, and it created. Who would think a kid from the hood could do something like that, right? Share your story with others so they can do and they can grow, and financially it comes along too. You can do it too. Now, I'm not saying I'm like the wealthiest guy in the world, but I got a little chunk of change. I'm not saying I got everything that everybody, but I got something. I got something. I got something. I like to give and share and let you know. That's how it grows. All right. I'm kind of going over here. Okay. I'm calming down. All right. Build your resilience toolkit. Goal setting framework, support networks, enable young adults to manage stress. Stress is going to be there. You just got to calm down. Take a little chill pill. I'm kind of going off, but take a chill pill. We need to. Sometimes you got to take a chill pill. Life is tough, but it ain't that rough. Okay. All right. All right. Much appreciation for you listening to me go off on you a little bit, just share things with you a little bit. But this is the QR code. You can download the, I think that's one for the app or the book. This is the legacy book, my second book that was bestseller. So financial literacy lasts a lifetime, financial legacy lasts generations. This is the mastermind. You can go to the website, there's scrolling at the bottom there. Go there and it will, you can sign up for the mastermind. That's in May. And that's another level of just growing, learning, and making more happen for yourselves. Remind you to let's get out of this particular screen here. PowerPoint is over. That here, there's a Sapphire edition. There's Gold, Sapphire, and the third book that's going to come probably another year or two away, but it's coming. It's going to complete the trilogy of the books that God has given me to write. So that's the book there in the upper left hand corner here. You'll see a logo. That's to download the app. There's a companion app to go along with all 3 of the books. There's a blog, there's a podcast as well. You can download that, and then next you can like and subscribe to the channel. You want to be able to do that as well. Subscribe to the channel. There, I do ask that there's a monthly podcast subscription, $25 a month. Help me keep things running, keep things in order. Allows me to continue to bring more fun, exciting, and information to everyone. Because my name is Joe. I like to keep this thing growing, Joe and grow, and give more information to people to gain knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And I do my best to make things more relatable, and I share it in such a way that people get it, because that's me. I want to make sure you get it. So with that, that's the what I have to share for you today. And I want always to remind folks to stay tuned, stay informed, and stay on point. Next week I'll be in Georgia, giving my daughter away in marriage. So you'll see a rebroadcast. So, but hey, it's a wonderful day in the USA. I'll see everyone next week. Have a great one.